just to start off the call, you guys know we changed the daily coaching call from Monday to Thursday. It was Monday through Friday. We just switched it Monday through Thursday so that on Fridays we can be a part of the national team call, which is, or the national activity call, which is at the same time we were doing our daily coaching call. So we've switched that around. Daily coaching call is still from 9 to 9:45 a.m. on Thursday mornings. And there's a lot happening this week over here. I know that we're doing some Medicare training, and I know on Wednesday. So if you're in the Houston area and you're doing you're going to do Medicare this year, Wednesday all day over by Hobby Airport, we're doing an all day training from 10 to 4.
It'll also be, even if you're not doing Medicare and you have time, there's gonna be a lot of good people there to meet with the company. So yeah, it doesn't be Medicare specific.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. It's just geared towards Medicare, but I know that like BAM, people from BAM, which is our I can't talk, asset management team at corporate office, they're going to be there. So yeah, good opportunity to come and network with them. And I want to say the OBARs are going to be there. They're from East Texas. They're just like the top Medicare agents in the company. And then again, the Medicare is not our top or our priority. It's mainly life, retirement, those products. But I just wanted to bring that up since it's going to be in the Houston area on Wednesday. And so if you have any interest in being there or meeting the asset management team, it will be Hobby Airport Wednesday, 10 to 4. Those are the few things I wanted to just announce. Housekeeping. Again, this is a really casual call. So honestly, I'd like to hear if anybody has any initial questions first. If not, I can kind of show you guys the toolkit and do things like that. But does anybody have any initial questions from the week or maybe anything?
Hey, Megan, for this Medicare thing, do we need like something other than just our life insurance license? Is there like a course that we have to take or something?
Yeah, there is an AHIP certification that's required. AHIP is just the name of the course, but yes, that is a requirement to do Medicare. I will say, have you done health, ACE?
No, we want to implement it though.
Do you want to implement Medicare?
Yeah, we've been getting like a lot of people asking for it.
Okay.
You know who to send them to either.
Okay, so I can kind of go through that if you want to see how to get initially contracted, but then also enrolled in AHIP.
Okay.
Because it is a little tricky. And I will tell you that Medicare in general has a lot of regulation around it. It's not anything to be like afraid of by any means. It's just more regulated than life insurance. I mean, it's just regulated in the sense that there's a lot more rules. There's things you can and cannot say. You can't, actively go prospect a client. They have to come to you. And so if you have people asking for it, then it might be, a wise thing to get somebody in your office AHIP certified to be able to help people with Medicare.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's do that. Let's go through how to get enrolled in AHIP.
And just to clarify, Megan, it's health insurance over 65. Because I don't know if everybody knew that, but
yeah, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
Also, too, while I'm thinking about contracts, tomorrow, can I have access to share my screen? Oh, I guess I already do. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So initially, to get access to the Medicare contracts. You can do them before you've gotten AHIP certified. I just wouldn't do them unless you have intention of doing your AHIP certification. But tomorrow, actually, the contracting site is going to be updated. It will be updated around 8 a.m. And so it won't look the same as what I'm about to show you, but I just want to show you where the contracts are and what to look for. Under the ARC, if you go to carriers and then click on, you guys know there's so many carriers we have access to, right? But for Medicare, you're going to go to Medicare Advantage or Medicare Supplement. I click on Medicare Advantage. To get to AHIP, you're going to scroll down to Humana. Why Humana? Well, because Humana is the one that's giving us a discount code this year. So we're going through Humana to do the AHIP certification. So you do have to have a active login. So if you haven't already done your contracting, you may not have access to that. And this is also something just if you want access to for this year's enrollment, which is October through December, you need to get on it, because by September, the insurance companies start to get so flooded with all the contracting and agent onboarding that they need to get completed, that everything kind of gets delayed quite a bit. So if you want to start it, you need to start doing your certification like now, and then contracts and certification now. There's a lot of training that's involved. So if that seems overwhelming, you don't feel like you can do it before September, I would just, if you have Medicare clients, refer them out for this year, and then maybe still do your certification so that you can be prepared for next year. And if you want to keep your clients in-house, I know for sure me and my mom are Medicare certified. Brandy might be. Is Brandy? No. Katie Williams is. We've got a few other people on the team that are. So just let me know if you have any questions about that. But this is where you would go. But initially, you do need to have your Humana contracting done and a login to their site. Other thing I wanted to go over is just the underwriting tool. I know some people are using this and some people are not, but I wanted to, and this is going to be for your basic non-medical clients, whether they're applying for final expense or term. Has everybody seen this page, or does this look new?
Never seen it.
You've never seen this, Brandy?
The payment portal?
She doesn't have the toolkit,
The
Megan.
toolkit.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sorry. I don't have that yet.
Okay.
She's planning to get it in the next 30 days.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
I
Yeah.
think she was planning to get it in the last 30 days, but she's been so busy
No.
with her other business.
I was just so surprised by that, Brandy. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. Okay. So real quick, I want somebody to throw out a client situation that they've had recently. Somebody other than you, Mom. Let somebody else go.
Neuropathy, diabetes 2.
Okay. So how does this work? Real quick, let me go back. So there's two things up at the top. You can switch from term to final expense. And so it's going to be your term and your traditional whole life. All right. And then what we're going to do is we'll fill this part out in a second. But all right, Brandy. So you said one of your clients has neuropathy.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to see how great I am at spelling. Here we go. Is it diabetic neuropathy?
Yes.
And date of last treatment, I'm assuming, was today. What else?
That's, let's see. Let me think.
What I love about this is you can either put in the health condition or the medication. So let's say you're sitting with somebody or you're on the phone and they know they take a torvastatin, but you don't know what they take it for, right? It's going to tell you what they probably take it for. High cholesterol, They've last fill, currently taking, let's say they started taking it 2018. Bam, bam. Let's say someone takes Metoprolol, but they don't know what they take it for either. Metoprolol. It's going to give you a whole list of what they could take it for. And so I love using this tool because it takes like we've kind of, the longer you stay in this business, you're going to your prescriptions might become a party trick for you. Okay. Tell me a prescription. I'll tell you what you got. But until then, it's kind of nice to have this guardrail to show you what it could be. A lot of times it's just for high blood pressure if it's controlled. So you'd put that and then date of first fill. So let's say this person's got these 3 things. Okay. And Brandy, since it's diabetic neuropathy, the client's probably on metformin or glipizide, something like that, right?
Gabapentin.
Gabapentin. Okay. So now it just asked me, let me go back. It just asked me indication for metformin, diabetes, no complications. We already know that they have neuropathy. So we're going to notate that. And let's also put gabapentin. And do they take gabapentin for
the neuropathy?
For neuropathy. Yeah, thank you. But you see, guys, gabapentin is one of those medications that can be taken for so many things that, again, nice to just have that guardrail. Okay, perfect. So how old is your client, Brandy?
65.
Female, male?
Female.
Do you know the height and weight?
She's 5'6", 195.
Okay. So then we're going to click on get quote, and it's going to tell us no term for people who have neuropathy. So that's just something to keep in mind. We can switch back and forth, but it's not going to take all those things with us. So we kind of have to know ahead of time that
Hey, Megan, can you go over how to list your name on Slack? I mean, not on Slack, on Zoom. I think maybe some people don't know.
Yes,
Which would be the best company in this situation, Plan Right or?
So I'm gonna put this back. I'm gonna put this back in here real quick. Diabetic neuropathy, lost treatment, date of diagnosis. Let's just say it was in 2018. Insulin use, yes or no?
I'm sorry. No.
And uncontrolled in the last 10 years? Yes. Uncontrolled in the last 3 years? Yes. Uncontrolled in the last 2 years? Yes. Was their last A1C reading less than an 8?
Yes.
Okay.
Less than 8.
Okay. And let me go back and change this real quick. So, this one, I need to put the birth date in. And you said they're 65?
Yeah. Oh boy.
I know that's not right.
It's okay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, when they get it right. There we go.
Okay.
62. We're gonna
see.
There we go. 58.
58. Yeah.
5'6", 195. All right. Any insulin? I'm sorry, tobacco use?
No.
Okay. So now it's going to tell us all the different policies and companies that this person can qualify for based on them having diabetes with complications.
Okay. Preferred.
Yeah.
CVS,
So
CFG.
it's not preferred. It's going to be modified with CVS. So if somebody has complications, just know that that's always going to be a guaranteed issue or it's going to be modified. But this is the tool to kind of help you stay in the guardrails. It also tells you, you can click on this stuff and it shows you different things. And then you can even go up here to quote and compare. And now that you know that it's going to be CVS modified, you'd change this to modified, and we'd put in 15,000, 20,000, click on get quote, and it's going to pull those up for us. Pretty sweet.
Definitely worth it. I think doesn't Royal Neighbors take the gabapentin with diabetes?
Yes, they are diabetic friendly, baby. Let's get on a love seat together.
But we really only use them for that one thing because a lot of other things aren't good about them. So,
right, correct.
Is Royal Neighbors and Royal Arcadium kind of the same, similar?
No.
Because Royal Arcadium's not in Tennessee or in any of my states I'm licensed in. Okay.
They are not the same. So you're saying Royal Neighbors, she could qualify level.
yes.
Royal Neighbors. Okay.
And then possibly Plan Right used to have
Mhm.
standard. I might be thinking of something else, but I just had someone yesterday that was declined on CVS. She had some kidney issues, but Transamerica Standard would take her, and I found that off this toolkit.
So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys this tool because it's really helpful, especially when you're doing a lot of case planning and a lot of quotes. If you're sitting with people doing final expense and term. So I just wanted to show you guys this if you hadn't seen it already. It is worth it. So again, you can get it through the FITS link tree, or you can get it directly by going to the Alliance underwriting tool. There's a small difference between the two.
Big difference between the two. Tell them.
Okay.
It's a big difference.
You tell them, because this is the one I use.
The underwriting tool from the FITS group gives you all of the comparisons right up front.
Oh, it shows it on the page.
Yes, right here. And
Okay.
the other one doesn't. It's not helpful to somebody like us.
Okay.
You have to still go to every single carrier and go do all the work. It's
No,
not helpful.
you can still quote it. You just quote it right here.
Well, they may have switched it, but that's what they did. And I said, no, that's not going to help me.
Okay. So then go to the one from the FITS group link tree. It's all good. Either one works. Okay. And then I just wanted to point that out. That way, like I said, you guys had that tool available. Thank you for the original question, Ace. Do you have any other questions in regards to Medicare and or the training?
Just if we could get like a physical address, whatever. Yeah. Cool.
Yes, you can. Actually, you'll go to, I can send it to you, but it's also under the events tab.
It's at the Hobby Marriott, right by the Hobby Airport.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
It is right here. Medicare rollout meeting, Houston, Texas, August 2nd.
Sounds good.
9 a.m. right here.
Oh.
And any other, you can look at this, and there's a bunch of other places that are doing hotspots and other events around the country, but that's just the one that's closest to here and the soonest.
Sounds good.
And where we will be. Actually, you can see I was working on some Medicare AHIP stuff today. Okay. And to go over what you asked me to change the name on your Zoom account, there's 3 little buttons at the top of your picture page when you're looking at your picture on Zoom, and you'll just click on rename. And the format that we like to have on the DCC is where it says, you see my name right now is just Megan Yakey, but I'm changing it. And we like it to say your name, agency manager. So whoever the agency manager is that you're with, whoever's training you, and then the state that you live in. So we can kind of keep count of who's on the call, and where they're coming from, and what team they're a part of. Okay, those are really the only announcements I wanted to make. As far as, unless anybody has any other questions, you guys feel free. Let me exit out of this real quick. Oh, I think my screen is already done sharing.
Is the Medicare license, is it, I mean, I'm not trying to sound rude, but worth getting? Is it worth, not worth, but
No, it's a fair question, and I think all of us asked the same thing.
I think it depends on your personal situation.
Yeah.
The way that I looked at it was I already had so many customers that were asking me
okay.
about it, or I had a lot of customers that were aging in, right? So aging in means they're turning 65, and that's when you're going to make your highest commission from Medicare. They're going to pay you the most when somebody ages in. You'll get renewals every year, but initially that's when you get paid the most. So I already had so many clients that were aging in, it just kind of made sense for me to add that. I will tell you, just like anything that you start for the first time, it's a learning curve. It was a much bigger learning curve for me than life business was, but we have access. Let me just point this out because this is important. We have access to professionals, I guess I want to say specialists. That was a word I was looking for. Sorry, my brain's not working. We have access to specialists in each area that we work in, right? So, and I'm sharing my screen again. I'm trying to show you the connection. Ivy Wilson, she is our branded support role for Medicare with all of NAA. So she's been a huge tool for me to help me when I'm actually with the client. You know how Gina Hawks will help you with an IUL presentation. Chris Norris will help you sell an annuity. Ivy Wilson will help you get through an appointment with Medicare. So it's one of those things you don't have to necessarily know everything about it in the beginning, but going to trainings is really going to help you with that part. Going to trainings in general is always going to help you. I can't stress that. I was talking to an agent today thinking, man, if this person was just, listen, I'm not going to hate on anybody because life happens and everybody has their own situations. But the only reason I know these things or anybody knows these things is because we sought the training and we showed up and we learned it and then we applied it. And anyway, with Medicare specifically, it's really important that you get around the trainings because like I said, there's more rules to it than there is with life insurance. So is it worth it? Totally. I mean, if you plan to do it. Now, if you plan to do it, it is definitely worth it. It goes hand in hand with what we do already. Think about the clients that you're already sitting with, your 65 plus people. Like it already goes hand in hand. And a lot of times, because we have access to so many carriers on that end, just like we do on the life side, we can get people in a better position. But it is just a little bit more to learn, and you'll really need to lean on the support that we have through Ivy to kind of get yourself up and running with it. But Eric Belair, he started with Medicare like 2 years ago, and he's already accumulated about 1,000 clients. So it's pretty incredible what you can do. That residual income is pretty significant.
I'll say this also, though, if you have a book of business and you're not handling your lapsed policies and different things, you're going to make a lot more money by just handling that. And you're going to spend a lot less time doing it initially. So, you know. So, you know, it depends on, are you trying to replace your income, or you know, what, you know, it's not going to necessarily give you the most bang for your buck right away.
It's not today money. It's not today money like life insurance is. Life insurance is definitely going to be your higher commission up front. Medicare is one of those things. It's kind of like you're kind of building a residual income, but it's not fast unless you go fast. Like Eric Belair has accumulated 1,000 Medicare clients. Now he's got that residual income on 1,000 Medicare clients. That is big, right? I have, you know, 20, 30, 40 Medicare clients. It's not as significant, but my approach to it was my bread and butter is going to be life insurance, retirement, IULs, annuities. Like that's what I'm going in for. The other stuff that I'm going to sell is just additional stuff that I can serve people with, but it's not what I'm primarily going after.
And Megan's doing it full time. So just think about it like this. If you had 30 or 40 annuity clients or 30, 40 IUL clients, what's the difference in your income? It's significant. So I would go for that first and then add on later when you're able to work it full time.
Build your cash cow, right? You've got to get that, you've got to create that income that's building most of your cash. And you know, before you start adding other streams of income. That's kind of how I look at it. It's just another stream within my current customer base.
Yeah. And I mean, building a team is another stream that you could do that could bring you a lot more cash, multiply your income versus addition to your income, which, I mean, Eric Belair works way more than, you know, there's no way he could have done that. And he has people in his office working. And so there's a lot more to that than just say, oh, I just got 1,000 customers. Just doesn't happen like that. So I just don't want you to get off in a tangent and then kind of look back and go, well, I was on the wrong road here. I should have been on this road because this is my goal.
Yeah, no, that's fair to talk about.
It'd probably be good to have them, you know, like Michelle said, take care of their insurance and then to bundle them.
I was going to say, you know what I've learned? I feel like it's just helped me be a better professional, like all the way around. I've learned more about helping even people through their retirement by knowing about Medicare. But this is all a part of your continuing education. So if you want to do it, start with the AHIP and just make it an add-on to the clients you already have as an extra service you can provide. And that's how I would recommend going into it. But Ace, I know you had unmuted. Did you have another question?
No, I figured it out. I was just making sure that Medicare is what's it called, pay on renewals. But yes. I figured they did. Cool.
Yes. Yeah. Medicare has probably the higher renewals, just in the insurance and highest renewals in the insurance industry, to my understanding.
But I'm assuming we don't get that full, like 100% rate, right?
I can talk to you more about how the Medicare commissions work. From the industry perspective, like, there's one part of it that's based on your comp level, but there's other parts of it that are the same no matter what. So it's a different commission structure. It's a little bit more confusing than life. So, but I can have that conversation with you.
Cool.
Explain how it works. Yeah, but just across the board, when it comes to Medicare commission, ours is the highest because there's a training bonus that's also paid with it.
Sweet.
But don't stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like that's the biggest thing that I've just tried to do, is not stop what I'm doing, but just add it as people ask me for it, because it is a big beast and it doesn't pay that well up front. Like, it just doesn't. So it's one of those things that really pays good once you have a lot of clients. And I know you have a book, but keep doing what you're doing and then use it as an add-on, and I can help you, because I'm a 3rd year in and I feel way more confident about Medicare now than I did year 1, but it's still
Cool.
still a little bit of a learning curve. Okay, but again, I just want to, and we'll kind of end there. I just wanted to bring up Medicare since we're having an event this week, but don't stop what you're doing. Keep the focus on, keep the main thing always. Fitz always talks about the bread and butter of our business, and that's always been life insurance. It will always be life insurance, whether it's IUL, whether it's whatever. That and then annuities is the bread and butter. So it brings in, that's your cash cow today money. So if there are no other questions, I know I was kind of all over the place, but I mainly wanted to show you guys the toolkit and then kind of go from there, just kind of led where it went. But if you have any questions, feel free to Slack me. Remember, Mondays are the days that we turn in the numbers. Well, it's actually Sunday nights. Sunday nights are the nights that we turn in our numbers for the DCC on Monday morning. And please be sure to complete your transmittals, get those submitted, and we'll see you guys on the DCC tomorrow morning. Send me a Slack if you need anything. Love you guys. Good night.